Hello, this is the Bible in fewer words. We are Carol and Steve Wells. This is episode 138, 1 Kings chapter 14. If you enjoy this podcast and the Skeptic's Annotated Bible website, consider supporting us at patreon.com/BFW. Hi, Steve.
Hi, Carol.
Do we have any prefatory words we want to say to our listeners?
Well, a lot of the stories in First Kings, it's just kind of one story after another. A lot of times they're kind of isolated and unrelated. And I think we've kind of got that going on in this episode. Last time we had the two prophets, the tale of two prophets, which was really kind of difficult to understand.
Yes.
It did involve Jeroboam, as we've been calling him, and he's going to show up in this episode again. Remember, he was sacrificing to the golden calf and all that.
Yeah.
Well, now God is going to be dealing with Jeroboam.
Okay.
For that.
I don't have a good feeling about this.
No, you shouldn't.
All right, so 1 Kings chapter 14, verse 1. Abijah, Jerob's son, became sick. So Jerob said to his wife,
"Put on a disguise and go to Shiloh and see Ahijah the prophet, who told me that I'd become king."
And there's another Abby name coming up here.
Oh, there's a lot of those Abby names. and we can't just say shorten them to Abby because that wouldn't help.
So verse 3. So in addition to putting on a disguise, she should take 10 loaves of bread, some cakes, and honey. He'll tell you what will happen to our son. So the prophet will tell her.
Yeah, and this is all taking place in Israel.
Okay.
This is the Jeroboam is the king of Israel.
Uh-huh.
So Jeroboam's wife went to Ahijah's house in Shiloh.
But Ahijah had become blind in his old age.
Yeah, so he's blind now. So why do you need a disguise?
I guess they didn't know he was blind.
Well,
all
maybe.
That trouble.
Yeah, that's possible. God said to Ahijah, "Jeroboam's wife is coming to ask about her sick son. She'll be disguised as another woman."
Okay. Well, that's silly too because God knows he's blind.
Yeah.
And why is he telling him that?
I don't know.
Okay. He could have talked about her voice. She has a really low voice.
Yeah.
She has a really high voice.
Maybe that's what she's disguising as her voice.
Oh, maybe. So, verse 6. Ahijah heard the sound of her feet as she came to the door.
He said, "Come in, wife of Jeroboam. Why are you in disguise?"
I can't believe they're focusing on that over and over.
Now, why are you in disguise? I have bad news for you.
Go tell Jerob, this is what God says.
I made you king, but you haven't obeyed me like David did, but have done more evil than anyone has ever done before.
Well, that's not true. There are other people who've done more evil than anyone has ever done before.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of them. That's a phrase that's used over and over again. But each time, that person has done more evil than all the people before. There'll be other people that have done...
Cumulatively.
Well, no, but see, there'll be somebody else later on that will be even more evil. Okay. And he did more evil than anyone has ever done before. It all makes sense.
Therefore, I will bring evil on you and kill everyone in your family who pisses against the wall. I guess he means all men here.
I think so.
Okay. They will be treated like shit. You're making me say shit on our show.
I'm sorry. Maybe we can revise that if you'd like.
What's the word they use?
Dung.
Dung. Oh, okay. If they die in the city, their bodies will be fed to the dogs. If they die in the country, the birds will eat them. Well, that's educational.
Yeah. Go home. When you enter the city, your son will die.
Well, she's just getting good news all around, isn't she?
Yeah, well, he said it was bad news.
God will raise up a king over Israel who will kill everyone in Jerob's family.
Yeah.
Okay.
So not only is his son, this is the first of Jerob's family that's going to be killed, but everyone in his family and all of their descendants. God, who's going to destroy everyone, all of his descendants and all of his family and everybody, at least everybody that pisses against the wall.
Great.
Yeah. After Ahijah delivered God's message to Jeroboam's wife, she left for home.
I wouldn't go back home if I were her.
Yeah. When she arrived at her front door, her son died.
Just like God promised.
Yeah.
Verse 21. Jeroboam was king of Israel for 22 years. When he died, his son Nadab became the king.
Yeah, so we don't have Jeroboam anymore.
No, thank goodness. That name is difficult.
Yeah.
So no more Jeroboam and no more Abijah.
Right. Rehob was the son of Solomon, and Naamah the Ammonitess.
Oh, that's his wife.
Yeah. He reigned in Jerusalem and was king of Judah for 17 years.
So we have a named woman here, Steve.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
Verse 22. God became jealous because the people of Judah did evil in his sight, committing sins that were worse than anyone had committed before.
Yeah. They built high places, made images and groves on every hill and under every tree. That would be hard to do, wouldn't it? Under every tree.
Yeah. So
these are the bad things, you know.
yes,
images
I get
that they're
it.
worshiping and stuff. Yeah.
You'd think the people would know this by now. God does bad stuff to us when we do these things.
Oh, yeah, but they're confused. Probably the other gods do bad things too.
Oh, okay.
You
Or
know.
the other gods say, it's okay. You can worship in high places and under every tree.
Well, yeah, and if you don't, I'll kill you.
Oh, okay.
Probably. Yeah.
No good options there.
No,
There were also sodomites in the land who did abominations, like the people God cast out to make room for the Israelites.
Yeah, sodomites. So this is one that's used by
Gay
people, you know, Christians, to say that sodomites are bad. It's not really clear. Who knows what they mean by sodomites, but because Sodom, the men of Sodom were
having sex with men.
wanting to, anyway.
Men or angels. Or
Angels,
whatever.
they look like men, so
Yeah.
I guess it was a homosexual thing. So anyway, this is used sometimes against homosexuals.
Yeah. After Rehob died, okay, so wait a minute. Jeroboam just died and now Rehob is dying?
Kings are going to go quickly in this, in Kings. That's why we're going to cover so many of them. Often it just says that so-and-so was king for so many years. He did worse than anybody else that ever lived, and then he died, and his son so-and-so became king. That's kind of going to be a very frequently occurring thing in the book of Kings.
Well, that was a timely statement of yours because the last line here is, after Rehob died, his son Abijam became king of Judah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Abijah, Abijah, and Abijam.
Yeah, and you notice this last part that we went through here about the images in the groves and all of that. That was in Judah. So the first part was about the king of Israel. The second part was about Rehob, the king of Judah.
Yes.
We're going to be having those things go on throughout the whole book of Kings, the two books of Kings, where we have to keep track of the kings of the north and the kings of the south, the north being Israel, and the south being Judah.
All right. Well, maybe a little less confusing than yesterday.
Yeah, I think
one.
so. But very, very dark. We have God killing a child for what his father did, I guess. Not only that, he's going to raise up somebody who we'll find out about later who's going to kill everybody else in Jeroboam's family.
Yeah.
And feed them to dogs and
birds.
Yeah.
All right. Well, on that happy note, thank you for sharing this, I think. And thanks, listeners, for sticking with us. Oh, and I wanted to mention, again, Martin Watkinson has composed and performs for us for the music at the beginning, at the end of our episodes. Thanks, Martin. Bye-bye.
Bye.